Good evening and welcome to ABC Action News at 6. I'm Wendy Ryan.
And I'm Paul LaGrone. We begin here today with new investigative reporting on Florida's Baker Act. Under
the Baker Act, people who have mental illness and pose a threat to themselves or others can be involuntarily committed for up to 72 hours. Well, then in 2019, Florida law changed to exclude dementia from being classified as a mental illness.
But as I-Team investigative reporter Adam Walser shows us tonight, a Pasco County man with dementia ended up inside a mental hospital for days under the Baker Act.
We're going to go to my car. You're not under arrest. Come on.
I don't want to be in the car.
We don't have a choice, okay? We're going to walk.
Harold Steyer, diagnosed with early onset dementia, was taken into custody at a Zephyr Hills Wawa last October after he got lost and drove around Hillsborough and Pasco counties for hours.
So you're not under arrest, but I have to place cuffs on you, okay?
His wife and son-in-law, who reported him missing, were on the way to pick him up. But instead of going home, Harold was taken to North Tampa Behavioral Health under Florida's Baker Act, spending 4 days there, including his 50th wedding anniversary.
He felt like he was in prison.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you're in jail?
I thought I was in jail.
You couldn't leave?
Couldn't leave, no.
There were 170,000 involuntary Baker Act exams performed in Florida in fiscal year 2021-2022. 53% were initiated by law enforcement. The officer who recommended Harold's commitment never met him.
The majority of people are being placed under the Baker Act that are either law enforcement or non-psychiatric physicians, which is alarming.
Attorney Paul Figueroa says officers are often not properly trained.
We have the Baker Act to help folks that are in mental crisis.
According to the intake form used for Harold, a person must have mental illness, which does not include conditions manifested by dementia. There also has to be a substantial likelihood of serious bodily harm to himself or others.
Making a statement is not a reason even to enact the Baker Act.
But that's what happened.
So you're going to shut the door on me?
Yeah, I'm going to close the door.
The incident that led to Harold's Baker Act detention began after he drove his wife Joanne to a medical clinic in Tampa.
He was supposed to be in the waiting room to take me home. He wasn't there. He didn't answer his phone.
Joanne called police.
And I explained that he had mild early onset dementia, and he gets confused once in a while.
While officers were on the scene, Joanne reached Harold on the phone. He was lost, confused, and frustrated.
No, what do you mean no? Why?
Why? I've had it up to here. You're lucky I'm just not committing suicide. How's that?
Body camera footage shows how the officer conveys what Joanne told her.
She's like, he's made comments like this several times in the last year or two. So, and he never does anything, but it's just more, he gets angry and he's disoriented because he's got beginning stages of dementia.
The officer wrote in her report the subject was entered as endangered due to his cognitive impairment, and the statement he made on the phone that he would kill himself in my presence.
Hi. Charlie 4, I'm 1012 with Harold. How are you?
How'd you know that?
How'd I know? I think someone's looking for you.
Officers asked Harold 3 times if he plans to harm himself.
Okay, did you tell someone you were going to hurt yourself or anything?
No.
Did you make comments that you may hurt yourself to anybody today?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
The officer calls a supervisor.
I just came.
Yeah, he's not saying he's suicidal, but he definitely doesn't know where he's at.
A sergeant also evaluates him.
Self-harm, where did that come from? Why would that be?
After observing Harold for 10 minutes, the sergeant doubts Harold poses a risk.
It's not really criteria like that.
Then the Zephyr Hills officer gets a call from the Tampa officer, the one who never met Harold.
So you heard him over the phone state he was going to kill himself?
She tells the officer his wife is on the way to pick him up.
So we were just going to release him to her.
But the Tampa officer recommends a Baker Act.
So he was upset, and all he said was, I'll just kill myself, because he had no clue where he was at.
Okay, so we have a law enforcement officer that heard.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we're good. I'm good with that.
But both officers misquoted Harold. Listen again to exactly what he said.
You're lucky I'm just not committing suicide. How's that?
What do you think this says about how the Baker Act's being interpreted?
It's being abused.
Okay. I'm going to put the seatbelt on you, okay? We have to call his wife and let his wife know.
I'm My Team investigator Adam Walser with photojournalist Randy Wright, taking action for you.